Warning. This video is intended for adults and adult collectors only.
Hey everyone, Shiz here, and I'm back yet again with another Marvel Legends news update. We got a lot of things to talk about, so we're going to get right into it. We recently got the new Black Widow MCU movie trailer, and to be quite honest with you, it looks okay. I like that they have certain elements in there. We'll see how it goes. I'm not truly excited. Nothing's got me truly excited anymore. Unless you want to talk about that new Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer, because that is what I am zeroed in on. But we're going to be talking about all the Marvel Legends, and then hopefully soon we'll be talking about new Hasbro Ghostbuster figures as well. So let's just do the Black Widow stuff, and then a couple other Marvel Legends that were revealed. A Walgreens exclusive, and then another fan channel retro carded X-Men exclusive. So let's get into it. But before we do, I will say that if you are interested in pre-ordering any of these figures, I will have links in the description below. They're all set to Amazon. Amazon can be trusted. If they don't come forward with your figures, of course, no harm, no foul. You get refunded, but I trust Amazon. I go with them, and it really helps support the channel. If you want to go ahead and use those links, much appreciated. High five. Enough talking. Let's discuss what Marvel Legends were finally shown off. And of course, this wasn't exactly the best kept secret. Everyone really knew about these, but we didn't know what they look like, you know what I mean? But yes, the first figure from the new Black Widow Marvel Legends wave will of course be Black Widow. And one thing I want you to see before we kind of get into this, because it's going to be a reoccurring thing, the face print technology doesn't seem to be in full effect with these promotional items. It remains to be seen if maybe they changed it or maybe they utilized it. Maybe these are just, this is what they had. This is going forward, prototypes, the whole 9 yards, everything else. But yes, doesn't look like the super awesome face printing technology that they have been using and just spoiling us with. May or may not be in effect, so keep that in mind before we go forward. That way you can just understand that because I didn't mention it, I've done so here. So it remains to be seen. However, Black Widow herself, she looks very much comic booky in this, utilizing that MCU style look of a suit. And she comes with two of her baton beat-em-up things, two guns, which, thank you, and they look like they have holsters on the sides, which is just a fantastic. I love her gold bands for her Widow Stinger things and extra hands and leg of the Build-A-Figure, which we will talk about. That'll be the secret. I'm clever editing when I'm showing off these pictures in case you didn't know. But I mean, if you see this leg, you're obviously going to know who it is. But I think she does look good now. I know we have other Black Widow head sculpts and everything, so if you don't necessarily like this one, you know how to swap them out. Hopefully they fit, that's all I'm going to say. But I think the costume looks great on her, and I'm happy to get this new I don't really get excited for a lot of the MCU costumes. I think the really one I liked last time was the Mysterio one, because that was closest to, but this looks to be a great MCU / comic book looking Scarlett Johansson Black Widow. So I am happy about that, most definitely. Next figure up is, of course, the comic book reissue of the Crossbones figure. We've already seen him revealed at past conventions about a month, maybe like 2 months ago now. But he comes with the arm of the Build-A-Figure, and then, of course, he comes with a couple guns, 2 black guns, 2 white guns, holsters. He looks good. It's fine that we're getting another Crossbones. A lot of people do need this figure, so I'm happy to get him. So I'm always more happy to get the comic book figures over the MCU ones. While I do appreciate the detail and I like a lot of the MCU ones, I go more for the comic book style. But yeah, he does look good. Nice crisp white paint on him. Then, of course, we get the new David Harbour character that we saw in the Black Widow trailer, and of course we know that he is playing the Red Guardian figure. Now this guy does look good. I like his costume. I think more or less he looks pretty spot on to what we've seen in the Black Widow trailer, but I know that myself, and I think based on everybody's comments, the big thing that we're like, oh man, where is the extra helmet? Where's the helmeted head for this guy? This might be some early concept art sort of thing. Maybe he didn't have it at the beginning, but I hope that later down the road, or maybe around the time of these being released, maybe we'll get another store exclusive. Maybe we'll have something more with him later on, because I would love to have that really cool, just, you know what I mean? The epitome of that Russian guy that just gave up on his looks and everything else. Like he shows in the trailer, oh, you've gotten fat, that kind of thing. And I would like to see that, the teeth missing, he's got kind of like the Ivan Vanko kind of, grill going on right now. So I would like to see more. It's a bummer that he doesn't come with that extra helmeted head. I will say that's a bummer. I really wish. But he comes with a shield and he comes with an arm for the Build-A-Figure. So all in all, I think he looks good, minus the paint on the face. It does look a little bit like, now we're, I guess you could say like, old school, minus the face printing tech. But overall, I like the costume. I like everything. Just, I think it's missing just a little bit of like the dirtiness from that we kind of see in the movie. But hey, you know what? We're getting a new Red Guardian figure and you can have fun with it. And hopefully he's a really cool character in the movie. Up is another figure that was revealed. This is the Spymaster figure. I actually did a Who in the Holy Heck video on this guy. Once you kind of find out his backstory, he's actually kind of interesting. He's an Iron Man villain, and if you want to go ahead and check that out, I'll have the link in the description above and below and all that. But it's important that we get these odd-end figures. This is one of the first times Spymaster himself has ever gotten a figure, so when you give me new figures, it's not the same figure and the same character over and over and over again. I like that. I know a lot of people, they go for the Spider-Mans, the Iron Mans, you give it to them a million times. Yes, I've got a million of those, but I like new characters, and I think that is really the epitome of Marvel Legends. It's everyone and anything in any capacity could potentially get an action figure. And remember that. When you see him on shelves, he's the peg warmer. Yes, probably he's going to Rock Python it. That's almost a given. But it's a new figure, so if you had an Iron Man collection, you'd know that, yeah, he would fit in well with those villains. So I'm just saying that, no, you don't have to buy him, but hey, if you want to build a figure, you know what to do. This guy hasn't exactly been a secret either, but for the new Black Widow movie, we will be getting an MCU rendition of Taskmaster. And not to go into any spoilers, won't be doing that here, but for some of you, when you post stuff on Instagram or YouTube or this video or something like that, just keep in mind, I know what you're talking about. I've heard the rumors, just as you have. For those who haven't, they don't want to be spoiled, so don't talk about it. But I will talk about the fact that this Taskmaster is looking pretty cool. I really like the blues and the oranges and everything. The hood looks cool. It looks intricate. He looks dangerous. It comes with a bow and arrow and extra hands. Arrows for the bow and arrow. I think that's pretty cool. Sword and that shield. That's classic Taskmaster. The little symbol that he typically uses. But again, for those, however they may do it or portray this character in the movie, it remains to be seen. No one has seen the film just yet. But in that very sense of it, we're getting a really cool figure. Now, I don't really particularly care about Taskmaster. It's not one of my fan favorite things. Outside of the costume and outside of the look that he's got, like the skull mask and everything else, that's why I like Taskmaster. I know the character, I know who he is, but yeah, you know what I mean? For me, it's like, okay, cool. This guy, he looks cool. It's another cool MCU character, bad guy. I'm glad to get him. It doesn't do anything for me in terms of story, but as long as we're getting a really cool looking figure, hey, you know what? That's awesome. And the figure does look pretty good. And I'm happy that it fills the box and everything else. And just FYI, this is the 7th figure of the waves. If you are just interested in building the Build-A-Figure, you don't have to get this guy because he doesn't come with a piece. But he does come stacked with a lot of weapons, and for a Taskmaster figure, well, that's exactly what I would want in the package. And then, of course, up next is James Buchanan Barnes, or you can call him Bucky Barnes, or the Winter Soldier will do. We already knew this guy was coming as well. We already got our look at all the comic book figures from the way. We were just waiting on the trailer to see those new MCU figures. But yes, Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, will be getting more of an updated figure. Yes, I would have liked to have seen more of that silverish type arm as opposed to like a gray plastic sort of deal. It does have the red star on his arm. He looks good. Couple guns, and he comes with the head of the Build-A-Figure. And if you still don't know who the Build-A-Figure is, we're getting right to it. Just give me a second. And of course, the final figure of the 7-figure run for Black Widow will be Yelena Belova. And this is kind of like maybe a new Black Widow figure coming soon. We all know the events of Endgame, and this takes place before all of that happened, in between Civil War and Infinity War. I do believe that's how this is being billed. And she looks cool. It's a different female figure. Perhaps, yeah, like I said, a new Black Widow. She comes with a pair of pistols. I like that they're giving all the female characters some guns. Everybody, I think, in this wave has a gun in one way, shape, or form. Extra hands, and then the big shoulder pads and the main torso of the Build-A-Figure. I like the way she looks. This will be a fun different figure to have on the shelf, mostly white. Kind of has that previous, for whatever reason, I always just say Rogue. It's the Black Widow green vest from her look in Infinity War, or how they kind of did it. But she looks good. She's got those widow stingers, the whole group of Black Widows, however they're going to be doing it story-wise for that new movie. But I do like this figure, and I'm glad that they made a different type of female character that could, possibly take over for Black Widow. And of course, that leaves us to who the mystery of the Build-A-Figure is. And of course, a drum roll, please. It's none other than the Crimson Dynamo. And this guy looks like he stepped right out of the comic books. They did an awesome job on this. Crimson Dynamo, I will tell you, this is not exactly my favorite look for the Crimson Dynamo. I'm a big fan of the old-fashioned, let me just say, 90s animated Iron Man. I like the look of that Crimson Dynamo. And while he does utilize some old parts here and there on the figure, I think just the overall, the broken, cracking kind of nature of the front shield of his breastplate and the design of the arms and the face sculpt and everything, I like the look of this guy. He looks bulky, he looks huge, and if this is the design they're going with, they absolutely nailed it. Like I said, he stepped right out of the comic book. He looks tremendously cool, and I'm glad that we're finally getting a more updated version of the Marvel Legends Crimson Dynamo. That's very cool. If you want to go ahead and do the 90s one, maybe like an animated 90s retro wave, hey, wouldn't mind that at all. And just a heads up, this may in fact not be the only figures that we get for Black Widow. I don't really know much more than that, but just an FYI, that may or may not be a thing. Who knows? Who cares? We're getting 7 figures and we know that so far. But hey, you never know what can happen in the future. We shall see. But for the most part, I dig this wave. I like that I really like the Build-A-Figure. It's going to cause me to get all the figures anyways. So I'm happy to get figures based on Black Widow. I'm not too interested in the actual Black Widow movie. Well, if it's good, it's fantastic. That's awesome. But hey, I'm always interested in getting some awesome action figures that can coincide with a movie, and there's lots of comic book ones interspliced in there as well, especially that Build-A-Figure. Now, before we had these reveals, this past weekend over in Dortmund in Germany, they had a Comic-Con going on, and Hasbro revealed some new Walgreens exclusives. I say that not really in plural form, but you're probably going to have to get more than one. We're going to be getting the Stepford Cuckoos, another figures with a plural sign right there. But we kind of knew that they were coming. We didn't know what capacity or how it was going to look, yada, yada. But yes, this will be a spring 2020 Walgreens exclusive. You got the spicy redhead, the black hair, the blonde. You can buy 3, you can buy 5, you can buy 1,000 because there was 1,001 at one point in the weird comics. I'll have a who in the holy heck on who exactly these Stepford Cuckoos are later in the week. It's wild. It's a weird storyline, but hey, I think the figures look cool. I mean, who doesn't want a Catholic school uniform Marvel Legends figure? Oh, the photos. The photos that are going to be, I'll be seeing. Talker Art, I'm looking at you. You know what I'm talking about, that guy. Go follow his YouTube channel if you get a chance. But yeah, I think she looks good. They look good. Again, spring 2020 Walgreens exclusive. Hopefully they'll put them on the site and you can buy more than 2. My God, that was the thing with Danny Moonstar. People needed 3 of those, right? Come on, Walgreens, do your Marvel Legends history. Watch Toy Shiz's videos. Ha, you know what I mean? So then also there was another reveal. We're getting a retro carded Storm. Now she is available now for pre-order. I'll have a link in the description below. You can pick her up on Entertainment Earth or any of the other fan channels that you like to buy these types of fan channel exclusives from. X-Men, black costume, Storm. She looks pretty good. One of those where I think of Storm as the animated one. You know, she's got the silver, the white, whatever you want to call it, kind of suit. But the black one does look nice. She's got that really nice effect. They changed the color. She doesn't have like electrical powers. She looks like she's kind of like doing like rain, maybe wind type powers on this one. So I like the change in that. She does look good. April release, it looks like, around for what the Entertainment Earth has got going. So again, link in the description below. For all of these, if you want to get the Black Widow, they're up. Amazon links, yada, yada. Go over that again. Helps the channel. Thank you so much. Hey, guess what? This is the end. No more Marvel Legends. Maybe until the, close to the, we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food. But most importantly, remember that even some characters that would say you don't really need their own standalone movie, and I'm not knocking it, but hey, you know what? You give us some good figures, and that makes all the difference. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.